This episode of Unscripted is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink that doesn't cause any jitters and gives you a bunch of energy to get all your gaming done, and it energizes me to do Unscripted. So use code Krooked Does Stuff at dubby.gg and you'll get your own Dubby for 10% off, and you can also find a link in the description down below. So thank you, Dubby, for sponsoring this episode, and here's Unscripted. Hello, everyone. I am Krooked, and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. Today, we're playing Cool Spot. Oh, Cool Spot. So, much like the Chester Cheetah's Wild Wild Quest, this is a game that is based off of a partnership with 7-Up. And I actually never really played this version of it when I played back as a kid. I played the Game Gear version of it, from what I remember. I would rent this one every once in a while, but when I could, I would always play the Game Gear version because it was a little bit more accessible. And if I was playing like anything on the Super Nintendo, I had to be at home. Whereas anything on the Game Gear, I could be basically anywhere. So it's basically a lot of this. You're the 7-Up logo mascot, which is named Cool Spot. And, yeah, you can shoot things and jump and basically do that. So I think the goal, from what I remember, is you're supposed to collect as many of the cool spots as possible while collecting keys to get your cool spot friends out, and take out enemies along the way. Let's talk controls. So it kind of plays a little bit like Vector Man, honestly. You get to throw these little things, take out crabs and stuff, and not die like I just did. And when you do die, you just start off at the beginning of the level again, and it appears all my progress has been saved. And when you collect a certain amount of spots, they just tell you, hey, go find the cage and unlock your little cool spotty buddy. And that's as simple as it gets. So, controls-wise, I can hold R to, like, move the camera. L does nothing, X does nothing, A does nothing. B shoots, or not shoots, B jumps, Y shoots. Basic controls. Start pauses, no anything for the pause screen. And I shoot little Vector Man-esque attacks. Not really much else to it besides that. Really basic. For the sound, it sounds like a, decent time. It's not a soundtrack that's gonna be, like, stuck in your head forever. But it's not terrible. It's very generic. If I had to say anything about it, if you even remember it after playing the game, I'd frankly be rather amazed. It has kind of what you would expect from a 90s game to have in terms of a soundtrack. The sound effects are decent, shooting his little spots sounds fun. The jump noise is kind of entertaining on its own. It's like a wow. Almost like Owen Wilson level of wow. There's a spot down there. It is. Oh. I wanted to get 100%. I'm like kind of determined. So there's not a whole bunch to this game. It's really basic. I don't think there's much in terms of like levels either. It's probably enough to play for like an hour or two, especially if you're trying to get all of the spots. But other than that, I don't think that there's really much level at all. We'll go past this because we have enough for like the bonus level and things. And oh, and there are checkpoints. That's cool. There's a timer. Not sure why you'd need one. Maybe in later levels. But yeah. So gameplay. I mean, it has solid enough gameplay. It's very, very, very responsive. Like every time I do something, it does it right away. It's not something where I have to struggle really hard to hit the hitboxes and things. I don't understand. It told me to go to the cool spot thing, but it didn't let me in. But yeah, it's super responsive for the controls. Literally nothing is... Okay, I have to destroy the lock. Nothing feels delayed. It's pretty immediate. Yeah, it controls really well. It sounds good too because, you know, enemies sound all right. Fun little sound effects. It has a good sound effect for when you shoot things. Taking out the map has a good sound effect. This is wild. Okay, so you have to like collect all the 7-ups to get the 100% stuff. And you only have a minute to do all this? Wild. And as you can tell, I'm in a giant 7-Up bottle. I wonder what happens if you can collect them all. I mean, there's that time stop up here, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that. I think you have to follow a pretty set path to do it, and I may be able to. Yeah. Wow, that's kind of hard. So I mean, I got a life, but I think I had that already. The screen feels really small, so it's really difficult to basically plan where you're going. You just have to kind of jump and hope you're going in the right direction. That might just be a Super Nintendo thing. I don't remember that being an issue on the Game Gear. But it wouldn't surprise me, because if you've ever watched Console Wars, you know that Super Nintendo's all about cropping. You get a coolness bonus at the end of each thing. And, peer pressure. I really do like the graphics. I think they're kind of spiffy. Oh, okay. Worms. The climbing animations are good. Overall, I mean, it's a decent collectum game. It's not like the best thing ever, but it's not bad at all. It has a lot more merits than the Chester Cheetah game did. And for a licensed game, which were notorious for being pretty bad back in the 90s, this one's actually kind of fun to play. I could see anyone really spending a couple hours with it and having a good time. So, in terms of a score for Cool Spot, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It's a fun time, and it's something that is really accessible. So if you were a little kid playing, if you're an adult playing, no matter what, you're gonna find some sort of entertainment here. And it's not gonna be a game where you're like, oh, I hate this. No, it's gonna be a fun time the whole time. It offers a good amount of challenge, it has good sound, it has good, like, really, really good controls. It's just, you know, it's hard to really feel for 7-Up mascot and really understand their plight of collecting all the cool spots. And also, if you didn't know, you know, that's the name of 7-Up's mascot, Cool Spot, which hasn't been used since the 90s, but I think it's time, 7-Up. Bring Cool Spot back. So, with that being said, comment down below, let me know what your favorite mascot from the 90s is. Like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Hit that subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode of Unscripted comes out. And with all that being said, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye!